Today, we will be discussing Telangana safeguards, violation and consequences. Till now, we have seen whatever has happened in Telangana, that is part of Hyderabad state. First, from a feudal to a democratic state, that is in independent India, Hyderabad state, a democratic state which is ruled by an elected chief minister. Then gradually, under the pressure of the Vishalandra lobbyists, Telangana, part of Hyderabad state, is becoming part of the Andhra Pradesh. So, before Andhra Pradesh becoming a reality as a state, there were many things happened as we have discussed earlier, like States Reorganization Commission, then Gentleman's Agreement, and after Gentleman's Agreement, the Andhra Pradesh state has been formed with all the clauses discussed in the Gentleman's Agreement. So, to implement Gentleman's Agreement, there should be something in written, that is, we are calling it as Telangana safeguards. We will see how Telangana safeguards have been formulated by the center. Today, we will be talking about the Telangana safeguards. Under this violation of safeguards, we will see how the migration of coastal Andhra region is happening and its consequence, how from 50s onwards until post 70s, developmental scenario in Telangana is completely affected in agriculture, irrigation, power, education, employment, and all walks of life, in all fields, in all departments. We can see completely encroachment of the space by the Andhra ruling class, and thus violating the rights of the Telangana people. So, first if we see violation, when we talk of violation, this is the question of trust. Nehru, when he was unveiling the state of Andhra Pradesh, he clearly stated that now there is the onus is on Andhra leadership to win over the hearts of Telangana. Because though States Reorganization Commission has said that you can merge only after 61 if 2/3 of the MLAs from Telangana are accepting for it, still Telangana is being merged with the Andhra Pradesh state. So, it is the responsibility of Andhras to win over the hearts of the Telangana people or Telangana leadership. This is what Nehru said. Unfortunately, no one followed it. From day one, they have started violating it. So, violation is the first word of Andhra Pradesh history. Day one, the first word, if you have to write the history of Andhra Pradesh, November 1st, it starts with violation. Violation, interpretation, misinterpretation, or twisting the facts according to their convenience and benefiting the Andhra ruling class or Andhras. This is the most blatant aspect they are doing. So, mischievous, deceitful, blatant, all these adjectives can be used for the happenings in this entire history of Andhra Pradesh. Not a single one, it is hundreds and hundreds of violations happen. A political statement is a violation, an act is a violation, if any executive is performing its duty, it's a violation. We have seen umpteen number of violations in the entire period. So, let's see one by one. For example, it starts with the name of the state itself. When we have discussed, we have named it as Andhra Telangana jointly, and this was referred to the center. When it was referred to the center, what it has to do? It has to discuss again, come back. But in the discussions or deliberations with the center, they were suggesting Andhra Pradesh because they have their own ulterior motives. Andhra Pradesh is smelling more of Hindi. It is Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh. They are making everything in their line. So, in this background, when Andhra Pradesh is being talked, Andhra leadership completely accepted it, and they opposed the word Telangana when they have accepted during the discussions. So, we can see first violation itself in the name. Andhra Telanganam has completely vanished. In that word, Andhra is there and Pradesh is there, which is a center infused name, that is Pradesh. Andhra is remaining. Then comes another blatant and an important violation is Telangana Regional Council. In Gentleman's Agreement, we have discussed and we have thoroughly deliberated how the Telangana Regional Council should be. It is a statutory body. It will have the functions of making decisions. But here, after this, it becomes Telangana Regional Committee after everything is happening. We'll see when and how it has happened. So council becomes a committee, toothless body, just an advisory body, and thus Telangana is at loss. Then all these things are happening because of the intense lobbying of the Andhra leadership. Always they used to lobby for everything with central leadership. And unfortunately, Telangana leadership is never in lobbying. They were not even capable of lobbying. That is a problem. So Andhra leaders succeeded in making all the violations possible according to their needs. Then about the CM or Deputy CM post. Agreement says either CM or Deputy CM should be given to Telangana, and Neelam Sanjay Reddy becomes the first Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, and immediately he says the Deputy CM post is like a sixth finger. See, we have 5 fingers. The sixth finger is an adjunct. It is useless. It doesn't have any function. So sixth finger means useless finger, and he is comparing Deputy CM post with useless finger, and now he is taking a measure not to take any Telangana personality into his ministry or into his cabinet as a Deputy CM, so that he can avoid a powerful personality inside. For example, if someone has to be taken, it would have been KV Rangareddy, Konda Venkata Rangareddy. So Konda Venkata Rangareddy is a staunch Telangana supporter. We can avoid, that's what he thought. Avoiding KV Rangareddy means avoid the Deputy CM post. So first violation, and very interestingly, this man, same Neelam Sanjay Reddy, was one of the signatory of this gentleman's agreement, and he is violating it as Chief Minister now. Then, in terms of allocation of portfolios, there was a clear-cut understanding that 2 out of the important 5 portfolios should be given to Telangana people. Now what they have done is, they did not allot important portfolios, and they have divided portfolios too. Like for example, in home, law and order is an important department in home, and they have taken out law and order and it was given to Chief Minister. So law and order was separated, and home minus law and order given to one. Trade and industry again bifurcated, and even irrigation, when you bifurcate also, you bifurcate like irrigation into small, medium, big, industry also small, medium and big. So you can avoid giving an entire portfolio a Telangana minister and making him powerful, him or her powerful. This was the malicious intention behind all these violations. Then Marri Channa Reddy, a staunch supporter of Telangana, was not taken into ministry because he will voice the concerns of Telangana. That's what they felt. Then V.B. Raju, a settler who was for Vishalandra always, was taken as revenue minister. We'll see the ramification. We'll see the effect of V.B. Raju being the revenue minister in future. So convenient people will be given better portfolios. Inconvenient people were completely avoided, and thus the ministry was formed. And about the party, Telangana Congress Committee was merged with AP in 1957 itself. But according to the agreement, it will continue till 61. What has happened? Why they have merged means not to give a platform for the Telangana leaders, Telangana Congress leaders at national level or state level, higher platform. And they wanted to make them subordinate. And with the introduction of Panchayat Raj system in the next phase, what happened? The Andhra leadership were subjugating or were making all the local Telangana leaders subjugated before them, and they were running the show. This is what has happened in politics. Safeguards is a word. To implement the points of gentleman's agreement, Telangana safeguards were introduced. Who introduced it? Parliament. In the Parliament, the central government has introduced. The Andhra Pradesh Regional Committee Order 1958. It was issued on 1st February 1958 and also known as Presidential Order and also known as Telangana Regional Committee. This Telangana Regional Committee, remember I talked about council, as the agreement says, now it is Regional Committee. What is the major violation in TRC? Major violations in TRC. See, in the agreement, it is stated that CM or Deputy CM from Telangana will be the chairman, and it is not implemented. Instead, election to the chairmanship of TRC will happen. Means the members of the TRC will elect one chairman. See, CM or Deputy CM would have been more powerful person to dictate or to decide upon the affairs of Telangana. But electing from all these people will leave a scope for the Andhra leadership to elect the convenient people. They have done all these mischievous things. We'll talk about it. For example, you can take the elections, they tried to make their comfortable person like Gurumurthy as the chairman. We will talk when I am talking about the elections and constitution of TRC. Constitution of TRC itself is a very interesting thing. In gentleman's agreement, we talked about 20 members from different categories. Now gentleman's agreement is gone. Now the safeguards is talking about all the legislators of Telangana will be in TRC. Why they have taken all the legislators of Telangana? As we know, there are many people who were the supporters of Vishalandra. For example, communists were supporters. Even in Congress, there were many supporters like V.B. Raju plus all the other people. V.B. Raju with bad intention, V.B. Raju with bad background, or V.B. Raju with some settler background. But the Telangana people also, there are some people who are completely supporting Vishalandra concept. So that will make them happy, that will make the leadership of Andhra comfortable to elect the persons as chairman. That is why they have changed the composition of TRC itself. And next one is about the sale of agricultural lands, which is very, very important, because if most of the Andhras are buying agricultural lands in Telangana, what will happen? The people of Telangana will get alienated from agriculture. Because we have seen in 1920s itself, when the new dams were constructed, Nizam invited many people to come and settle down under the Anicut regions. Then many people came from Andhra, purchased, especially in Nizam Sagar area or this one Nalgonda region, under Nagarjuna Sagar in the latter period. We have seen many people coming and settling down as the agriculturists. So here, to avoid such situations, to make the locals feel the right of ownness of on the land, this clause was there in gentleman's agreement. Now what happened? They have violated this, like sale of agricultural lands was not implemented. Though they have included under TRC, they haven't implemented. Like employment in Telangana, this is also not included. Irrigation, not included. And language question, that is Urdu. In gentleman's agreement, we have seen Urdu will be granted the same status as before. And no one will be asked to prove their capacity in Telugu or English till 2 years of service. After that, that basic proficiency test should be passed. Now what has happened? They haven't even mentioned about the implementation of safeguards for Urdu in the TRC. Like many of the things are completely changed, which were there originally in the Telangana Regional Council's purview in gentleman's agreement. And council becoming a committee, and the powers are also completely changed. Like they have clearly written, not involving any financial commitments other than expenditure of routine and incidental character. Means they are making this TRC, that is committee, as a redundant body or a routine body, normal functioning without any special powers. Let's talk about the TRC formation then. When they have formed the elections or the TRC is formed, the conspiracy was to elect a staunch supporter of Vishalandra so that there will be no hassles between the TRC and government. So what they have done, Gurumurthy was they were trying to project Gurumurthy as the candidate from Congress. Even from Congress, there is one Achyuta Reddy, but they tried intensely to project Gurumurthy, and internal elections also Gurumurthy lost. Thus, K. Achyuta Reddy was selected as the member contestant for this chairmanship. And when TRC's elections were held, Ravi Narayan Reddy was also the other contestant. The contest was between Achyuta Reddy and Ravi Narayana Reddy, and Achyuta Reddy won with a fair majority, and thus first chairman of TRC is K. Achyuta Reddy. Then Masuma Begum, the first deputy chairperson, was elected unanimously. There was Shah Jahan Begum, who was also contesting, but Shah Jahan Begum could not garner the support as Masuma Begum had in the party. So Masuma Begum was unanimously selected as the deputy chairman, and finally she was elected unopposed. So first deputy chairman Masuma Begum. Remember, this question was asked in one of the TSPSC examination. So first chairman, first deputy chairman, or anything like first should be remembered for your objective type questions. Then comes agriculture. Agriculture, Telangana, a place where agriculture is the mainstay of the people. We already discussed that sale of agricultural lands under TRC under TRC was not implemented. How they have misrepresented all these things is, see, in the beginning itself I have said misinterpretation or twisting the facts. This is the adjective I want to use when we are talking about this sale of agricultural lands. Like, they misused the act which was there, that is Andhra Pradesh, that is Telangana, Tenancy Act, Hyderabad 21 of 1950. This Tenancy Act will provide a respite for the tenants and the marginal farmers in that original format. And section 50B of this act empowers Tahsildar to order or to sanction the sale of agricultural land with the payment of prescribed fee. Now what has happened? Now it is Tahsildar is empowered. Tahsildar is a small officer in that sense. When V.B. Raju like person is the revenue minister, can a Tahsildar stop all the illegal sales? So V.B. Raju was the revenue minister. When I was talking about the portfolio allocation, I said, we'll see how V.B. Raju is helping the Andhra leadership in terms of violation. This is how V.B. Raju, being the revenue minister, he can have entire machinery under him and he can do all sorts of violation in this sale of agricultural lands. And at the same time, many Andhra employees were there in the department. Velodi government, we have seen many people from Andhra came in and joined the duties. So here, many Andhra employees were there in revenue department. So the job is very easy. At the top, you have the minister who is a supporter. Below, at the implementation level, you have Andhra employees. So sale of agricultural lands for non-Telanganites is happening happily without any hassle. So thus, lakhs of acres were transferred to Andhras in this period. Then comes another important aspect of violation. When we talk about Telangana movement, last phase, the slogan, Neelu, Nidhulu, Niyamakalu, water, resources, employment. Water is a crucial question. Even today we have the same problem. Even today, even after the bifurcation, after 4 years, we are facing the same thing. We have regular contradiction with Andhra Pradesh regarding the Krishna waters and some aspects about Godavari. Krishna, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, we have seen, we have witnessed in the last 2 years, twice police personnel from both the sides were gathering on both sides of Nagarjuna Sagar barrage to safeguard the interests of their respective states. Means the contradiction between Telangana and Andhra Pradesh in terms of water sharing, particularly Krishna, is so violent in this background. Now they have to work hard to violate all the provisions, to misuse their power and make Telangana a victim in irrigation sector. Many projects which were actually started during Nizam period were not again included in the plans. No project approved before 1956 should be stopped. This was a class. This is a general class. Whenever you are merging with the other one, we might have done some arrangements, we might have had plans like some projects before merger. So the new state, the United Andhra Pradesh, should not stop the old projects. It should be continued. But what has happened? They have twisted all these things. They have violated blatantly. They never cared for any rule of law. Less allocation for irrigation was done to Telangana. First, if you allocate very less, what will happen? You are killing the project without saying that I am killing it. You don't allocate, automatically the project will dry up. Only 16.11 crores were allocated during that period, immediate beginning period. Projects were withheld. Withheld means they did not initiate the projects which were already in the pipeline or on the paper. Like on Godavari, we have Ichampalli, Devunuru on Manjira, Penganga, Pranahita, and on Krishna river, we have Upper Krishna, Bhima, low-level canal on Tungabhadra. So almost 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 3, 7. 7 projects were completely stalled. They were withheld. This is the story. We are talking the sad tale of irrigation for Telangana. Pochampad. We have this in regular news always. Pochampad, Sriram Sagar, it's a 5-decade-old project. It was started in early 1940s And what is happening? The scope of Pochampad was reduced in Andhra Pradesh period, under Andhra Pradesh government. The original proposal was for 257 TMCs and to irrigate 16.20, that is 16.20 lakh acres in 6 districts. Now under United Andhra Pradesh, Pochampad completely reduced in size, reduced it to 26 TMCs. Where is 257? Where is 2066? Almost 4 times. Then irrigation, 3,60,000 acres. Original plan was for 16.20 acres, lakhs acres. Now it is spread only in 2 districts, from 6 to 2 districts. Thus, Pochampad project, which was a huge project, was completely made a smaller one or medium one. And TRC tried to project this injustice. They wanted to expose this injustice. They have made memorandums, they met center, president and many things, but could not do anything. So TRC's power was so less that Pochampad could not be revived to its real or original size. So what has happened? Very interesting. First, on paper, you reduce the size. It was reduced, as we have seen, the statistics spoke. Then in 1963, they have laid the foundation. And till 1969, means the whole 6 years, they have spent only 11 crore rupees on the project. 11 crores is a meager amount. You can start a project site office, that's it, nothing more than that. Site office, salaries of the employees, plus some initial designs, nothing more than that. So this was the sad state of Pochampad in the beginning. In this whole process, what has happened? When you reduce the capacity of Pochampad, the share of water which Pochampad will be having was utilized by Maharashtra, and Maharashtra gained at least 60 TMCs, and Telangana's water share got reduced. Who did it? This is the Andhra ruling class did it. They consciously reduced the size of the Pochampad. We'll see why they are hell-bent on deceiving the projects in Telangana region. The ulterior motives we have to discuss. So, on one side, Maharashtra is gaining at the cost of Telangana, and Telangana is losing at the cost of the leadership, Andhra Pradesh leadership. Kadem project, which was the only project which was under construction at the time of 1956. And AP government reduced it to 53 TMC, from 53 to 12 TMCs. Original plan was 53 TMCs. It was reduced to 12 TMCs. You can see, cutting down the size. Then Devanuru project on Manjira river stopped, dropped or halted. Then, why these things happened on Godavari? I have talked about Ichampalli and I have talked about this Kadem and Pochampad. Why this has happened? Why Andhra leadership is not interested in continuing the projects on Godavari? It's because by reducing the capacity or by stalling the project, what do they gain? First, the Godavari waters which were available or which are used by these projects and irrigate the areas of Telangana can be used by Andhra if you don't have a project here. Like Dhavaleshwaram barrage near Rajamandri. If you don't have projects here, Dhavaleshwaram will have more water for 2 crops a year for all the delta regions. So, lessen the share or you cut the dams here and take the water to Dhavaleshwaram. This was the action. Then apart from it, if some amount is sanctioned from center for building of irrigation projects, if you are not building the irrigation projects here, what will happen? The amount which was allocated can be spent on the projects in Andhra. So, you will benefit on the second aspect also. So, third one, if Godavari waters can be diverted through canals or lifts to some other region and make the way to Krishna Penna basin in future, Godavari will meet Krishna Penna basin and in future it can irrigate Andhra and Rayalaseema. Who is at last? Again Telangana at last. So this is the story about Godavari. Then what about Krishna? Krishna river flows in 2 districts of Telangana. One is Mahbub Nagar, second one is Nalgonda. Nagarjun Sagar, a huge dam is on Krishna. if we see the history of Nagarjuna Sagar, we will see the tale of deceit. How you can make it, how you can cheat the people of the other region if you have power. This is a tale of abject neglect. Abject neglect means utter neglect. Like, original proposal was 1930. The proposal was on Krishna, they wanted to build 3 dams. One on Upper Krishna at Kamaldinne in Gulbarga region, that was under Hyderabad state. Bhima project on Bhima at Tangadi, that is again Karnataka, Hyderabad state. On Krishna at Yeleshwaram, Nalgonda. Yeleshwaram is a place in Nalgonda which is submerged now, nearby this Nandikonda where the dam is built. We'll talk about Yeleshwaram a bit later also. The original plan was to build at Yeleshwaram, and what has happened is Yeleshwaram could have irrigated 161 TMCs to 10 lakh acres. It could store 161 TMCs and irrigate 10 lakh acres. And K.L. Rao, a renowned engineer and a popular man in administration, bureaucracy, and a very popular engineer for irrigation and electricity, what he did was, he shifted the project to Nandikonda, the present site, to benefit Andhra. Shifting from Yeleshwaram to Andhra will make the alignment a slight change. By changing the alignment of your project, what will happen? More water will be going or flowing into Andhra region than Telangana region. This is a major aspect. Nagarjuna Sagar, if you see Nagarjuna Sagar, you can see a huge dam, and this huge dam has a tail beneath it, which is a tale of deceit, cheating. Nagarjuna Sagar foundation was laid by Nehru in 1955, and this was a project of Andhra Hyderabad joint project, because 1955 it's Hyderabad state. So Burugul Ramakrishna Rao was the chief minister. So it was a joint project. Then what has happened in the gradual process? Many changes happened. 1956 you have Andhra Pradesh. So there is no question of opposition from Telangana. So what is happening? The dam original place was Yeleshwaram, shifted to Nandikonda, as we have already discussed. By 55 itself it is changed. But the anecut of Telangana fixed in the project report as 8.8 lakh acres. Anecut of Andhra was 15.5 lakh acres. All this is happening because we have shifted it from Yeleshwaram to Nandikonda. And share is, in terms of percentage, 72 Andhra, 28 Telangana. Even this is modified further according to Andhra's convenience. So these statistics is only on paper. There are many violations in next period, in the next 2 or 3 decades. We can see in allocations, everything. So major aspect about Nagarjuna Sagar is, as Nehru has said, it is temples of modern India. What has happened with the modern India? Like you can see in the modern Indian temple, the left canal which is flowing into Telangana was completely neglected. Lowering of the bed level of left canal will give less water to Telangana. Construction itself is delayed. That too faulty construction, very bad construction. The walls of the canal were not properly laid, always repairs. So as a problem, this entire Nagarjuna Sagar, which would have been one of the greatest dam for Telangana, became an abject neglect. It was our doom. Diverting water to Nandigama, very interesting. For his native place, Nandigama was the native place of K.L. Rao. The water was diverted towards Nandigama, irrespective of the agreements or the project plans. Some distributary canal was to give to Nandigama only after giving to Telangana. But violating it, they have distributed directly to Nandigama without giving to Telangana. Raising the water to delta regularly, this is all happening. In financial obligation also, the amounts Telangana has to bear in the construction of Nagarjuna Sagar dam was violated. Like 11.76 crore was extra paid by Telangana. All these things are discussed by Professor Jayashankar in his paper, The Telangana Movement 1969. He was trying to show why Telangana rose in agitation against Andhra state in this period. So, this is about Nagarjuna Sagar and part of Krishna. So, temple of modern India, as Nehru said when he was inaugurating Bhakranangal Dam. So, temple of modern India was the term he has used, but very unfortunately, I would prefer to call it as a massive structure of deceit of Andhra rulers. That is what we have to understand when we talk about Nagarjuna Sagar.